continuation of a conversation for many people, and it's an opportunity to say hi to some new people as well. And thank you very much for the opportunity to be part of this community and support a focus on February's wellness. So by way of short introduction, my name is Ronan McDonald. I am, as you can tell, I am Irish, but I do live in Sydney, Australia. I've been here for over 20 years. And I shared with a few people earlier on, it is bucketing rain outside. So I got a sense of home today. But I have enjoyed a sense of connection as well, because it's a connection for me back to home. It's been a couple of years since we've been home, and based on the news last night, it might be another year before we're home. So this means as much to me as the opportunity to be with you all today. And just a couple of things. We're obviously here to partner with Ireland Together for this 30-day mental health and wellbeing challenge. And as Mindy said, it's a combination of a lot of conversations and a lot of great partnerships, I think, arising from this conversation. And even the conversation we had last night, where there's I know there's a number of well-being and wellness practitioners. So I think there's really exciting opportunities that can come from here. And if you think of CRED being a platform or some of the education resources as a framework to support the objectives and the outcomes that Ireland Together are looking to achieve, to support your community, not just in February, but throughout the year, and obviously hoping to create sustained change. And before I go on anymore, Mindy, is there anything you'd like to say, just introduce on behalf of Ireland Together, or is anybody else, or Colin, anybody, about your hopes and aspirations for a 30-day challenge?
Oh, I have many hopes and aspirations, mostly just to reconnect with myself and become more aware of myself and connect to others. But for Ireland Together, we're using this to really kickstart this whole wellness effort. We've designated February as Wellness Month, but we want to make it year round. So this 30-day mental health and wellbeing challenge will hopefully get us in the right mindset to not only start some new habits, but to support each other through those, really instilling those habits. So this is all very exciting, and I'm really looking forward not only to the challenge and how that helps us, but to see how just amazing people in the community are in supporting each other and helping each other be more well and, satisfied and happy. So, and thank you, Ronan, for offering this to the Ireland Together community. This is a fabulous opportunity, and I've, like I said, been looking forward to this since we started talking about it a few months ago. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Mindy. And as we spoke about last night, I think this is really a learning opportunity for us all. So we're all in business, and we treat this as a learning experiment. And we're going to learn from this 30 days and beyond. So some of you may have heard a bit about me in the past. So my original background is in technology. I studied computer applications at Dublin City University. And then I complemented this training when I qualified as a neuroscience-based coach in 2013. And I worked in a corporate space for a number of years in terms of digital transformation projects, leadership development, and capability building. But a real passion on mental health and well-being as well, based on some of my own challenges and experiences in life. In 2015, I founded CRED, and we had a clear vision at the start, and that kind of meandered a bit, but I think we found our soul, and we went back to the DNA of our business, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And I really want to show up in this 30 days as me. I want to share tools, resources, experience, but be my authentic self. And I think that word can be thrown around and overused a lot, but I think we can work together and see opportunities for everybody in this community. So a little bit about CRED. We help people live with purpose every day. So we support people to try and get that balance right of we each want to learn and grow. So building the habit of learning and make it a habit, building the habit of mental health and well-being, and building the habit of giving or doing for others, the community, and the planet. And for us, it's helping people just become more intentional about their days. Life can get out of balance pretty quickly if we do everything for ourselves. Become maybe very internally focused, or individualized, and life goes out of balance. And if we do things for others, and many people who work in this space can often forget to look after themselves and put on your own oxygen mask. So it's really about trying to help people live very purposely, very intentionally. And just a couple of our guiding principles, which we try and incorporate into how we show up, our products and our services. So we talk about self-care, not being selfish, and we do need to put on our own oxygen masks first before we can create impact or before we can build companies or communities. You know, we know change takes time in this day and age of instant gratification or instant reward. I think people's expectations are very high. So we're trying to play the long game. We want to support our community to understand that change does take time. And if you're prepared to play the long game, we can support each other. And our goal is to help you and people in the community build sustainable habits. So habits for learning, mental health, and well-being, and giving. We believe that small actions every day create a compounding impact. There's no quick fix. I think, and there's probably other coaches and education practitioners here. People want that instant fix. So if you believe that just by turning up and doing small actions every day can create a compounding impact, we believe we can support you. We believe it's important to surround yourself with the right people. I think it's probably a testament to Ireland Together. I know it started off with 3 or 4 people with an idea in COVID, and now I proudly tell people here in Australia about this amazing community. It's over 950 members now and growing. And I think it's around that. I think this time has shown us how important community is to each other. And what we also believe in, that doing for others, your community and the planet, is actually good for you. Yeah. The neuroscience shows us that dopamine hitting our brain lasts longer. So we want to encourage people to be selfless. It is kind of selfful, but to be selfless and have a positive impact. So today I want to talk a little bit more about how the challenge works. I feel like we've been talking around it, so I want to make it a bit more real for people. We do want to onboard you and show you how to onboard. I'm going to do a quick live demo of the Cred mobile app as well, and then talk about next steps before we officially launch the challenge on Monday next, the 1st of February. So essentially, in essence, what we're trying to do is help you and help the community navigate this time. I'm sure each of us can testify that we felt very differently on different days of the week. We felt okay in the morning some days and very differently by lunchtime and very differently again. And I think our brains are struggling to make sense of this. So what we're trying to do is help people make sense of what's happening in their brains, but also know that they're not alone, and this time will pass, and helping them just build those tools and have that support during COVID and beyond. We want to provide a sense of connection and community, which I know you've done so well. And we always say, if it's appropriate for people, we want to support them to use this time to build strong and sustainable habits. So Focus February, we talked about it, and last night it became very real. So it's really a focus on self-care. It's an opportunity to slow down. And we've also had the pleasure of connecting with so many wonderful practitioners in the community who can bring mindfulness tools, techniques, and tips to support focus. We're definitely trying to encourage and embrace the concept of less is more. There are many things we can do, but we want to focus on just really supporting this community to build some small habits in February, hopefully get some value and see the opportunity to do more in maybe Movement March. And we're looking for a working title for April already as well. So what we believe you will learn is awareness of your energy, feeling, and thinking patterns, build the ability to recognize and deal with strong emotions, and see the positive impact of doing for others, of having a purpose bigger than self. We also see this as a time for opportunity. So maybe on a practical level, just to have some daily structure and focus, a really sense of a bigger connection with the community, and actually seeing how uniting and connecting around purpose can have a positive impact on not just this community, but the planet and beyond. So how the 30-day challenge is going to work. So we have 3 daily actions using the Cred mobile app. It's each day, 7 days a week. So it's not insignificant undertaking. It does require a commitment. And then we're going to have a connect, reflect, and learn weekly webinar every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Irish time. And there are some wonderful guest speakers and practitioners in this community that we're going to bring on, and we're working behind the scenes to work out that plan over the next 5 weeks. So Cred and I will support the scaffolding of that, but we'll draw on people's expertise throughout this 30 days. And then we've got the Slack community, which you're all familiar with. And I think there's a dedicated Slack channel for this wellness month to support and encourage each other. So the framework for the challenge that we're going to use is focus, move, and connect. And it's around the elements of mindfulness, movement, and connection. So each of these focus areas has one simple daily action. And the focus one is we encourage you to check in 3 times each day using the mobile app, check in your energy levels, slow down to notice how you're feeling, build that emotional literacy and vocabulary, and notice what's top of mind to see some patterns in your thinking. Many people probably do have movement and exercise in their day. And if you are big on Strava or Fitbit or Garmin, it's probably not something new. And I was listening to, I think it was Off the Ball yesterday, where it talked about how many people since COVID have been really embracing and incorporating movement into their days. But I think there's opportunity to create some novel ways for people to create incidental movement. And I listened really intently yesterday to people in this community talk about how to encourage people to create those new habits, maybe where spare minutes and times they have during their day. And the connect is probably what I think will probably unite this community. It's around calling or connecting with one other person each day, at least one other person each day, just to check in with them to see how they're doing. And I hope you trust me and believe in this, that if we see what we can each do together and what that ripple effect can have in a wider community, it's really powerful. So this is the element of doing for others. And many of you, I'm sure, are aware of the United Nations Global Goals for Sustainable Development. We have a big focus on, this is obviously focused on Global Goal 3, good health and well-being. It's got a target of 3.2, promoting mental health. So what we want to do is see, how do our individual actions create collective impact? So our challenge to this community is, how many actions impacts can we create together in 30 days? And by each of us doing our micro actions, by calling 1, 2, or 3 people, or one person, that'll have that compounding impact. I was at a physio's here in Sydney a couple of years ago, and I was walking past the physio's desk and I saw a note that said, "You'll never know when you prevented an injury," because no one ever calls you to say, "Hey, thanks very much, I haven't been injured in 6 months." Or like if you work in technology, no one ever calls the help desk to say, "Just want to call you to say the network is going really quickly today. Great job, technology." So, I know each of us probably get into this well-being space to do for others and support, but I think we'll never know, what impact a call or connection will have on someone. So now I'm just going to take a pause for a couple of questions before I go into the actual onboarding process. Do we have any questions? I saw there was a couple of comments come through. I don't have any questions for me. Mindfulness, May. Hey, Giada.
I have a question, but it doesn't have to be answered right now. I'm not too familiar with Slack, so if somebody could talk me through that at some point, that would be really great.
Yes, I can totally do that. So DM me or I will reach out to you later today and I can help you through Slack.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Mindy.
No problem.
Okay, I'll keep going. So in essence, the next part of this might seem a bit clunky for a moment, so just bear with me. So we've got a sign up page where you create your credit account. When you successfully create your credit account, there's a link to download the Cred mobile app from either the Apple App Store or Google Play. And then I'll do a demo of the Cred mobile app. So the first part of it, just going to stop share this, share another screen. So this is the sign up page. And what we invite you to do is simply choose the Ireland Together 30-day challenge, enter your first name, last name, your preferred email address, enter your mobile cell number without the country code. So 087, 086, 085, what are the numbers? I don't even know what the numbers are anymore in Ireland. And countries, so majority of people are presumably in Ireland. Choose a password. You can read the privacy policy in terms of use. Click on the sign up button, and then you'll be directed to the success page, from which you just click on the link to download the app or Google Play. Okay, so it's very simple, and I'll share this with Mindy and the team. We put in the Slack channel about, here's the link, go here, do that, and a link. We've recorded. I'm going to do a live demo now, but I've recorded a short video as well for it's a 5 to 6 minute video. So it's always a risk with live demonstration. So here we go. So just bear with me for 1 second. Okay. Hopefully you can see a desktop. So after you've created your account and logged in and accepted the privacy policy in terms of use, this is the focus page. It's essentially the home page. It's a very basic guide to the 3 focus areas and our daily actions. So we're running from the 20th, it's going to run from the 1st of February. Do note that if you create your actions, it's going to say maybe you have a couple of missed actions before the 1st of February, just ignore that. Or you can just start using the Cred app before to get familiar with it. So my first action is check in 3 times today, move for 30 minutes today, call or connect with 1 person today. So I always suggest starting your day with just intention. So maybe just taking a moment to mindfully start your day, maybe after you've done your mindfulness routine, whatever that is for everybody, whether it's exercise or meditation or journaling, whatever it is, or gratitude. Take a moment to just see, here's my intention today. I'm going to check in 3 times today. I'm going to move. So this first one I'm going to work on is I'm going to check in. So this green button here shows you how to check in, and it just invites you to think about and notice your energy levels. So the key thing, this is about awareness. It's not about judging yourself. It's about noticing, to see some patterns and trends. So, many of us wake up maybe feeling a bit, whatever, maybe energy's a bit flat on amber or it's red, or you're feeling good. Just take a moment to notice what you're feeling. So we're trying to help people build their emotional vocabulary, their emotional literacy. So this is just a selection of words, and we have some banned words. You're not allowed to say good, bad, okay, or busy, because they're surface level words. So and you can choose up to 3 words. So we try not to sort them by different energy levels, try and categorize people. So just a number of words to help you understand. Maybe I'm feeling fatigued, or maybe I'm feeling grateful, or maybe feeling overwhelmed, or maybe I'm feeling actually optimistic. Again, slight deviation, but it's, again, just noticing and mindful that we can be on a roller coaster of emotions at the same time. We can feel grateful and overwhelmed. So try not to judge, just notice. Now what we want to encourage people to think about is just notice what you're thinking, just what's top of mind for you. Take a moment. So it's being very mindful as you start your day, perhaps in the middle of your day, and at the end of your day. So this will help you see some patterns and trends. So that's my check-in. That's the first instance of doing a check-in. The next part is doing a reflect. So at a time that's suitable for you, you want to just reflect on your day. So each of the actions is here. So I want to think about Wednesday, the 27th of January. I check in 3 times a day. We've got a couple of things. We know to build a habit or change a behavior, it's a combination of quantity and quality. So the first one is, did I do it? Yes or no? And I may have done it totally, or I may not have nailed it, or maybe just did it twice, but I didn't not do it. So we just want to help people notice. The first part, did I do it? So I'm going to say yes. How many minutes did I spend being mindful today? Did I spend 5 minutes doing my check-in in the morning, and maybe I did a 5-minute guided meditation, or was I just on autopilot for most of my day today? So just to track and notice your mindful minutes. I'll say 10 minutes today, save that. And then I want to think about, bring awareness to how well did I think I did this today? Did I just dial it in, or was I present? Was I mindful? Was I checked in? Was I mindful in my conversations? Did I do exercise to support me to become more focused today? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how well did I think I did it? I'm going to say I was 8. And then I will record my learning log or my learning journey. So we go on 2 journeys. We go on the doing journey and the learning journey. So this is, I guess, the growth mindset element of it. Again, it's noticing, not judging. It's not about being a perfect 10. You're killing it or crushing it. So I want to say I was delayed doing my check-in this morning. And that's not real. This presentation didn't. So I want to just notice that, and then do the same thing, repeat for, did I do my movement? Again, not integrated with Strava, Garmin, Fit. I'd love to do it in the coming months, but at the moment, it's not integrated. And then, did I connect with someone? Did I call or connect with someone today? Yes, no. Yes, number of connects for 1. And you can say, I spoke to my friend, spoke to Hamish in New York. Can I count this as a connect exercise today? Does this call count as connect?
I say yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. A connection back to Ireland. So, and then I can see my progress as well. So this helps me on an aggregate scale to see how I've gone across my 3 actions. Are there any patterns and trends? Are there any patterns across the day or week? I can view my notes. So when I'm reflecting at the end of my week, I can see my notes from my check-ins. So I was distracted, not focused this morning, often check it better, etc. So for people who have kind of coaching clients, many people can't recall what they did yesterday. So it's just a moment recording and noticing your learning journey. So I just want to show you some of the very basic features. A couple of other things I want to highlight. In the settings section over here, got the opportunity to create cues, so nudges or reminders. We hate the word notifications. So it's just a configurable time where you say, I want to be reminded at maybe 8 a.m. around a reminder to help me start my day intentionally. Help me just go to the app, just think about what my intention for the day is, and a reminder to do an evening reflection. And we've got this thing called concept of broadcast notification. So without overwhelming you, we want to support you in the community of 30 days to share resources. I know many people talked last night on our call around, they've got wonderful resources, maybe meditation techniques and exercise that we can share. You do have the ability to turn these off if they become overwhelmed, but just trying to leave them on at the moment. So an example of that is if I go back to broadcast, here's the notifications. I could see in this one here is the importance of movement on mental health. I had the pleasure of interviewing an Irish guy, Gerard Towie, who many of you may know was an Irish world champion and 3-time Olympic rower, about the importance of movement on mental health. So that just we could share resource and links. So that's one to a YouTube video. So as a basic level, I just want to give you that overview. There are a few more features, but they're the basic features of the Cred mobile app. So we do have a final thing. We have a weekly report which you get sent on a Monday that allows you to see patterns in your energy chart This is not populated obviously yet. I can see my top 3 feelings and how I'm progressing through each of the actions. But that will be populated on a Monday of each week. I do have a video which shares that in more detail. You can watch it back over and over if you want, and to share a bit more information and context. So as a wider element, those actions are all configurable, but that's the framework that we're choosing to use for this 30 days. I go back to the presentation. So in terms of next steps, we'll share this information in the Slack channel, create your credit account and download the Cred mobile app in advance of Monday. That's the link, and choose that Iron Together 30-day challenge. I encourage you to start the challenge on Monday and join our first live webinar on Tuesday, the 2nd of February at 10 a.m., which we will connect as a community. We'll reflect on our learnings, and then we'll introduce some new content to support the week. In terms of support, any technical issues, questions about the app, or challenge resources, you connect at our email, hello@cred.global, and questions about the challenge itself. I think, Mindy, could I be directed to the Ireland Together Slack channel? Does that seem okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so I'll stop sharing. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, just one, Ronan. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering, so say for example, as a practitioner, if I wanted to share like mindfulness tips or whatever, is there like a background, I suppose, on the app where practitioners can log in, or would I send those tips to you or your team and they share them then?
I think in this instance, we should coordinate through the Ireland Together team. So with Mindy and myself around making them available. So everything is gratefully received. Again, as we spoke about last night, I want to make sure that we're supporting people and not overwhelming, but I know you had some fantastic tips to share. So I think at this stage, we share them, but there's definitely, having some wider conversations in the community here, there is back office software that would allow a practitioner to run your own challenges, to run your own, support your own work, and support your own communities with your own unique and individual resources.
Perfect, thank you.
Whether they be food, I think just like, Caroline is here, whether it's nutrition or any of those other resources as well.
And I'll just pop in. I created a well-being channel in Slack, and slowly, hopefully by tomorrow, everyone that is in this call, as well as everyone from yesterday's call, will be added. And that's where we can share specific resources for everyone participating or interested in not only the 30-day challenge, but all the wellness activities and sessions that we hope to run year round. So that you will be getting that shortly. Hopefully that will be later today. I am a bit booked today, so we'll see, but hopefully very quickly.
No problem. Thanks, Mindy.
One other thing I should add in terms of privacy of data, individual owns data. So when you add your notes and insights, nobody has access to those. I'm more than happy to share security documentation around those things. Your data stays private to you, but we summarize and aggregate data to see trends of energy levels, how are people feeling in the community, and what's the collective impact of our group. But no access, even me as a founder of the company, have no access to that data. Patrick.
Yes, Ronan, hi, how are you? It mightn't be just necessarily a question for Ronan, maybe Mindy can answer it. I'm not 100% sure. As a practitioner, when people start journaling or start doing this wonderful work that we're going to do through the Creda, certain emotions might be released, certain things might come up in people that they then need support by. Is there, through the Slack channel or a support system for people to reach out? That was my question, just in case this happens.
Very good question. And we have been talking about exactly how we want to set that up to allow for people to reach or to know who to reach out to and be able to do so comfortably. So right now, the wellness channel in Slack is where we're going to have all the practitioners as well as anyone interested. So I might, they can definitely reach out in that channel, and they can direct message anyone so that it is secure and safe. But if we find we need something else, I'm open to suggestions. So definitely let me know.
Awesome. Cool. Will do, Mindy. Thanks for answering that.
I think it's a brilliant question, Patrick, because I think things will surface, and I think we have obviously a responsibility to share. So even in advance of Tuesday, if we can find to want to make it available, and we can announce that on Tuesday webinar, I think that'd be a fantastic thing to do in terms of whether it's direct support agencies or whether it's counseling, etc. Fantastic.
I have a question about the weekly webinars that you're running that that connect, learn, and reflect. Can you tell us a little bit about what to expect in those?
Yeah, so initially the will be an exercise every week where we connect over like a ritual, or we share something, and we invite people to share. So we want to connect as a community, and introduce a bit of novelty around some of the themes, what we might do on that. And I know we've got Michael here as well, I think a connection and relationship specialist as well. So we might call on Michael to do one of those sessions. And reflecting, we will be inviting people just to think back on their week, think about noticing, seeing some trends in their energy levels, in how they were feeling, and what they were thinking, what have been learning that individuals have had, maybe what's some insights and things they're going to keep doing, stop doing, and or some new habits they want to have. We'll talk about like, what do people acknowledge themselves. There's a lot of maybe coaching questions in that, and then in the learn element, I think we've got an opportunity. So we've got some content around helping people understand their brain's capacity and limitations to learn. And also, as we talked about last night on our call, individual practitioners in our community who might take a action to do a learn or teach element around 5 tips to start your day more mindfully. And I think different things and different voices will resonate with different people in the community as well. So that would be, it's just a bit of a familiar routine with a bit of novelty in each session.
Excellent, thank you.
I just called on Michael there. I just invited you to maybe share. But
absolutely, I'd love to share.
And I know John's brought the community from your Holistic Academy as well, and opportunity to meet some wonderful people last night. So I think I'm excited about this 30 days. I think there's going to be some great sharing, great the energy and the intent of this community to support each other is really wonderful.
We are quite amazing, I must say. You know. So any other questions? I know that this is kind of a pretty simple setup. And of course, you know, we'll all be supporting each other as we get used to building that habit to check in 3 times a day and all of that. But any questions regarding the 30-day challenge or any other part of the kind of wellness effort?
I have a question about the check-in. And I don't know if it matters. Is it better to do it at the same time every day, randomly, or is it just do it and don't worry about whether it's, you know, morning, lunchtime, evening, or?
Yeah, I guess we're all different. In my experience, Maeve, I find that when I'm at my best is when I have a bit of discipline. I try and do it in the morning, typically before the kids get up and it gets a bit hectic, or just after the school drop off or the school run, or set people up for homeschooling, and then try and do something around lunchtime, maybe, or midday on, around just checking in to see, am I still focusing on my priorities that I set myself? I set myself one clear priority, but I've got distracted, and just noticing, you know, how my energy levels are, and encouraging. So yeah, middle of the day, because we want people to think about this as feeling is a data point, not to judge yourself, but to go, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Okay, why am I feeling overwhelmed? Because I've suddenly let one thing go to 5 things I'm not focused on. my single most priority. So if I just focused this next half an hour on one thing and got back on focus again, maybe I'll reduce that sense of overwhelm. And the end of day, at the appropriate time, to just reflect back. And again, I can't overemphasize, it's a noticing exercise, not a judging, not a perfection. So yeah, for me, that type of routine works well. But like even with the tools, I've found the check-in quite difficult because it's a discipline, and we'll give each other, I'll give myself 10 excuses why we need to redesign the app to make the app easier when I just don't want to check in and I want to slow down.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Maeve.
Yeah, I anticipate, knowing myself as I do, it will be that, oh, do I have to really think about my thinking, feeling, energy again? But I'm actually looking forward to that challenge and being more aware and paying more attention to what I'm noticing. So definitely will be a challenge for me.
Yeah, I found that one because we did one of our 30-day challenges. We did the focus one was record 3 things you were grateful for, and it was nice when we're actually going to build gratitude in as a daily action as well. So that's going to be like a permanent feature in the app. But I found that easier, and obviously it's a good reappraise or reframing technique. But this check-in, I'm going to say it is difficult to do, and I'm going to give you all excuses in advance that you're going to share with me on Tuesday why you didn't do it. I don't like the app design; it wasn't intuitive. But just notice around, like what's the other dialogue that's going on.
Yeah, Ronan, I'm just wondering where in the feelings vocabulary where my favorite word is, or every Irish people's favorite word, grand, for everything.
Yeah, grand. Yeah,
I'm grand. It's not there.
Yeah, actually, do you know, it's a great question, Valerie. Great observation. So we have we did this Cred 15 thing, which was a 15-minute exercise. I mentioned it last night, and we had an Australian community and a community around the world, but we had a lot of Irish people on it, and we would say good, bad, okay, or busy, and then we'd throw in, and you can't say grand if you're Irish as well. So it's just a default. So I'm grand, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know we see a bit of a bias here, but us males are not very good at that part of the choosing that expression. So or choosing those words. So again, that'll be one of the other excuses I'll hear from the male community. Like I don't do feelings. So if you think about it as it's data, think of it as data. We all trust that mobile data goes over our heads and systems just work and cloud computing just works. So we give off signals and data and just tapping into yourself.
I just asked a question on just from the practicalities. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it so much. I think it's a brilliant challenge to do. But in terms of practicalities, if people don't sign up for the 1st of February, can they be added on and join the challenge then?
Absolutely. Yeah. When they sign up, register, the 30 days will just kick in. I think I'll set it up to actually 33 days because from today till we launch on Monday. So it'll just kick in from when they start. So there's one of the questions, can people join afterwards? Absolutely, John. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
Hopefully, like there's word of mouth and people that share good experiences and like the app, like I can't tell you how many times we've gone around the houses trying to design and redesign the app. Like human behavior change is difficult. Okay, so it's not just about the app design. It's about committing to the process. It's about committing to the discipline, the actions as well. So like not saying it's just this easy to use app because it takes time, a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, but like I think you get out of it what you put into it.
Thanks, Ron. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Thank you. And then, for me, Oran together, we'll be able to see those summary level dashboards around in real time. How is the energy in the community? What are people really feeling? And then as a community to support each other, you say, well, what do we need to do to support each other? What's the community needing if people are feeling fatigued or overwhelmed, or actually people are feeling very positive? Well, how do we use that in a wider community? Because probably you're sitting on a mountain of value and you're probably so close to things that you probably don't know the positive impact. But if this community can positively impact other communities, I think there's an opportunity to leverage that as well by noticing.
Yeah. Nice.
Giada, yes.
I just had a question about the content. You said every day it's going to be something familiar but novel, right? And I'm wondering if it if the app is tracking the actual time for, so in Ireland, if it's tracking my time, that it is, 10 o'clock in the morning, or let's say I can't sleep and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I check in with the app, will it offer me something to help me go back to sleep? You know what I mean? Is there going to be things targeted to time of day?
Not currently in the development pipeline, but that notification section, at the moment, we're trying to use that as, here's a place where we can provide a number of different resources and tools for people, but it's not at the intelligent level to know it's 2 a.m. you can't sleep and access. We recommend using this breathing technique or this guided meditation. Not currently, but so hopefully between all of us, we can provide an appropriate level of resources to support people. It might be that trouble sleeping resource, without it getting like people. This is the next iteration of our offering in the technology. Ultimately, we want to have those things built into a resources section, built related to each action that people are working on. And I know we've got some sleep experts in the community as well. So if your focus is around improving your sleep, I know Seamus has done some work in that space as well, that we can have dedicated resources that go with that specific action as well. Awesome. We're taking little steps for compounding impact ourselves in the company. That's what we want to go with that.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you. Am I pronouncing your name as well? It's correct.
Jada. Yeah,
Jada.
Everybody has their own way of saying it. It's totally fine.
Thank you.
Hi, Ronan.
Yes, Donald.
Great, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Great, thanks for the presentation. Really interesting, and it sounds fantastic. And thanks for the opportunity. Just wondering, in terms of connecting with people, is that like a call, or can it be a message, or can it be online or offline, or is it anything, or is there any limitations?
It's a great question. I don't think we want to put limitations, but I would encourage human connection, in terms of a call. I think we can all do the WhatsApp message, okay, or Facebook messaging, whatever those things are, just check in. I think we try and make a concerted effort just to have a human connection. I know physically we can't, and we've got limitations around that, particularly in Ireland at the moment. But I think if we try and just have a call with someone, and it doesn't have to be around I'm just checking in on you. It's just. And so I shared this last night on our call. One of the techniques I use is Monday morning. Sometimes I feel very flat. I have a people who feel, help zap me and help me start my day with a bit of energy or a bit of intention, a bit of lightness. So where I've got a person who's a bit of a futurist in the tech space, and I'm like, what cool things have you seen in the last couple of weeks that I should get across? Or Kendra, my co-facilitator, who's amazing at the neuroscience side of things. What forums, or what have you seen? What would be a good article, or even just sharing a resource, or just a friend who's just going to maybe tell a joke or have a laugh, or I can just be myself. So I would try and encourage a real connection, Donald. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, looking forward to it. Cheers.
And I think it's even become part of what you can actually embed as the language, or the lexicon around this as well. Because we've had a lot of people in our community going, oh God, I'm going to do my connect now, and they'll do their connect now, and that helps them start their day in an energized way, or just a trigger to do something and call. And you'll see that it's probably been one of the most positive actions that we've done in the last year.
Really,
in our community. Yeah. I think I mentioned this before. I listened to Kevin McManaman on one of the podcasts, the Dublin footballer, and I think it was Off the Ball. And he talked about, I think there's a gap between people who use exercise and fitness as wellness and well-being, and then we've got maybe clinical help in terms of psychology or therapy or counseling, and maybe a gap in the middle where we can give people some tools and techniques to build some new habits in a way maybe that's maybe not as confronting as well, but offers another side. I know there's, in terms of Holistic Academy, there's a huge amount of practitioners, and I think what you can do is create access to that wealth of information as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Thanks, Donald. And
No
the
worries,
final
thank
thing
you.
I'd say is that I guess we want to, Mindy, make this for the community. We want to make this simple. Goals to make this simple. Like, people are busy, they're overwhelmed, so I think less is more. We have a goal to make this accessible. So we're trying to, like, not be hiding behind things, but make tools and resources accessible to people. Exactly what you've done in Ireland Together. And finally, we want to have some fun and doing this to a good 30-day challenge.
Absolutely. And I just want to say that there's so many amazing practitioners in Ireland Together that we can't fit it all into February. Even as them all being optional, it's kind of overwhelming, and we don't want to overwhelm people as they're trying to check into their feelings. So we will be spreading, like, I think we mentioned yesterday, like, I think we have enough already to fill February, March, and April with all kinds of different types of workshops or sessions or discussions. And through this, we're hoping to find a cadence or something to keep it year round. So all of your ideas, suggestions, everything will be helpful as we kind of, help to support each other, not overwhelm with too many amazing opportunities during the month of February, but to still give people that option to check in, to do things within the community. We're going to record everything that is appropriate to record, so people can do it on their own time. They don't need to feel stressed trying to make these sessions or meetings, and then that adds to everything. So yes, accessibility and simplicity are part of this goal as we are checking in with ourselves and developing more good well-being habits.
And as Mindy said, it's a great place to start with no intention to end this. There could be multiple 30-day challenges spawned off from here in different areas of nutrition, sleep, or parenting, all of us, financial well-being. They can all spawn off from here.
Awesome.
I think just one comment I was going to make, Ron, as well. People can often kind of combine movement and mindfulness as well. So I mean, say just going for a walk and be mindful, and that can actually simplify it for people too. So not to overcomplicate it, but you can do a couple of things together.
Great point, James. We hope you're on a call on Tuesday to remind us to say that as well. That roles. Yeah, please let's remember to say that, I think, as well. And I think the other thing, like, from people who've worked in habit changing space, if people miss one day or miss a couple of days, it's not about giving up, or it's about that people know, okay, just going to start again. It's day by day. That's why living very purposely every day. You miss a day, start the next day, and try and just create that, remove the friction or the barriers to entry for people to do things. Thanks, Seamus.
Well, excellent.
So I have one question.
Good.
In terms of making this known within different communities, do we have a standard text that we could get to post on LinkedIn, etc.? Because then it'll create more noise and get more people to join Ireland Together first, and then do the program.
Great idea and suggestion, Michael. So yes, we'll work on that and put it in the Slack channel for everyone to copy and customize as they want to. But yeah, great idea.
Okay.
Yeah, Mindy, because I was just thinking of there, like with the app, I have so many friends that I know would be so interested in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it'd be a great link to have, so I can share it on my social media and just share it with my friends.
Perfect. Love it.
And then it'll create more members in our together.
Absolutely. It's a win-win.
And yeah, from a credit perspective, obviously we want to create great experience for people and create a great partnership here, but we also want honest feedback about the experience, about not just experience of the webinars, but the mobile app as well. So I'm asking for your feedback, honest feedback, and it's feedback about the app. It's not feedback about me. So I'm trying to remove my sense of identity from the app. We put the app out there. So in the spirit of growing this together and growing a platform that can serve all of us, potentially the community, the Ireland Together, but also practitioners within the community, it can only work if it offers value to multiple people.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Ronan, do you have a standard feedback form or outlet, or is that something we could like just add so people could quickly give feedback?
There is a feedback feature in the app. Let me just kind of confirm and maybe talk about that on Tuesday, if that's okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
What we typically do is a survey at the end of the 30 days about helping people just embed some of those key insights and learnings for themselves, and then feedback on the app and the experience of being part of the challenge as well. So that's just a standard survey at the end.
Cool. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, unless there's no more questions, I think we're all set, and I will get that Slack channel and all of you added to it today. I'm putting this out there, setting my goal. I will make it happen.
Sorry, do you mind if I just ask, will someone get in touch with us? Say, like, if you want me to do nutrition tips, we'll just wait for one of yourselves, is it, to get in touch?
Yes, actually, Jennifer and myself are working on that. Hopefully we will have either be reaching out today or tomorrow to everyone who's offered already to figure out when you want to participate or offer your session and have an idea of what that schedule looks like. So again, we're not putting too much in 1 week. But yes, and if you're always welcome to reach out to me if you're antsy, I shouldn't say that, if I'm delayed and you're waiting for me, then definitely feel free to reach out to me. But Jennifer or myself will be in touch with you very soon.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Mindy. Thanks, Ronan. Great session, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, John.
Ronan.
Yes, thank you all.
Guys,
Thanks,
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good day.
have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
You too. Bye.
Bye.